Well, greetings from Charlie Cheese. We're here on the Verona Vi server. It's pretty much a ghost town here, which is as it should be, with a new progression server, 25th anniversary Teak and Tormac servers coming out. One is randomized loot, the other's a classic progression, I think. But players on those servers right now are doing the classic and Kunark content. The really smart players are doing the North Desert of Roe quests, which get them, much better items than you can get in classic progression. So yes, definitely before you consider any of the information here, do that North Desert of Roe content. You'll get much better items than you could ever get in Era. Then you can focus on in-era stuff like your epics, any really cool clickies that you might want. And eventually you're going to graduate from classic and Kunark content to Velius. Velius is going to launch. And so with Velius comes the faction work that you need to do. So everybody knows about the Coldane, the Giants, and the Dragon factions. But here I'm going to talk about the Plane of Growth faction, because once you start raiding Velius targets, eventually you start moving towards the Plane of Growth. And the Plane of Growth is a concern for like high elves and wood elves that worship Tunair, because you'll be kill on sight to your home city. And I'm here to tell you that yes, you can. Yes, you can raid a Plane of Growth. Yes, you can kill all the small furry creatures in the Plane of Growth. And yes, you can kill the goddess of nature herself, Tunair. But you do have to take some extra steps so you won't be kill on sight to your home city. So I'm here to go over that quest with you. A lot of people already know about this quest, but I'm just going to go over it with you. So the first thing you do is you come here to the great city of Freeport, West Freeport. Here, I got here from the Plane of Knowledge clicky, but in the, on a classic TLP in the classic and Kunark era, and then Velius, you're going to have to get a port or get here by whatever means are available to you. And your big landmark here is Boomba the Big. You first find Boomba. He's kind of hard to miss. And what you do is you head slightly east of Boomba and then straight south, to this place called Tassel's Tavern. He's owned by, this tavern is owned by a gentleman named Tassel, cleverly enough. And you go in, and here is one of his daughters, I think. And then this other lady, Miss Riverfield. And so after flirting with them, you then go in behind the bar to Mr. Tassel himself. And you right-click him, and you find a muffin. Just a plain old muffin. I'm going to buy 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. Not 5 muffins, but 5 stacks of muffins. So 100. Just plain old muffins. And then you smile at his daughter on the way out the door. Smile. There you go. You should always be generous with your bartenders. Alright, so anyways, you leave Tassel's Tavern, and you go to this little tent here, and you head east, straight east. And you head towards the Freeport East zone in. And you just follow this until you get to another bar called the Hog Caller's Inn, right here. You go in here, and you make an immediate U-turn to this guy. I think I just had a rewind. That was a little disorienting. Let's see here. We go in here. Oh, there we go. Hog Caller's Inn. There we are. Make a little U-turn. This little guy here. Friendly man who regards me amiably. And so what you do is you give him all your muffins. So he loves muffins. And the cool thing is, on a TLP or a live server, you can give 4 stacks of 20. You don't have to give 1 at a time. And his name is Pandos Flintside. Give it to him. And let's give him the final stack. So let's give him 100. Boom. Okay, so each muffin gives you 1 faction with Fate Arc Champions, King Terras Thex, Clerics of Tunair, Soldiers of Tunair, and you lose factions with the Crushbone Orcs, but it's not like anybody cares about Crushbone Orcs. Okay, so right now, look, I'm a Kazakite Cleric, right? God of Nature Boys, say, Clerics of Tunair, click on them. I'm kindly with them. I'm 142 points to warmly. So a Kazakite can go into Felwith, which I'll go ahead and do here, or Kelethin, and basically interact with the vendors there and do quests for them. So, if you're an achievement hunter and you want to do like, bone chip quests for every single place where you can do bone chip quests, well, now I can do them in Felwith. So after you've wrecked your faction in the Plane of Growth, come to Freeport, buy muffins, and then turn them into the Hog Callers Inn, and you'll get your faction back. It's just that easy. Now, you can do this on a TLP. I don't think you can use the faction pot, and we'll discuss the faction pot on the way to Felwith, and we'll interact with the vendors there. Here we go. So what you do with the faction pot is you go to the Daybreak store, and you just search the word faction. Boom. And what you have is you have two potions. You have a double faction potion and a locked faction potion. The double faction basically doubles the reward and the penalties that you get for killing a mob. So say, for example, you kill a mob and you gain faction with, let's just say you kill an undead frog in Lower Guck. So you lose faction with the undead frog logs, but you gain faction with the live frog logs of Lower Guck. And so what that does is, with this double faction potion, you double the reward and you double the penalty, right? With a locked faction potion, which I'm going to use on Wednesday. My guild is raiding Plane of Growth on Wednesday. What the locked faction potion does is, it basically locks your faction at whatever it was before you drank the potion. So if you were, say, amiable or warmly or full ally with the small furry creatures in the Plane of Growth, as well as Tunair herself, after drinking this potion, it will remain locked, and you can kill all the small furry creatures in the Plane of Growth you want, as well as Tunair herself. So you can just myrtleize everything there, and you'll still be warmly or kindly or full ally at the end of all that stuff. So, but I don't think the locked faction potion becomes available on a TLP yet, and I think it would probably be most useful during Velius. And I think probably if anybody from any of the developers are listening, I think probably you should make these potions available to people on the Atik server before Velius drops. I think they would be infinitely grateful for that, and it could make you a pretty penny too. But yeah, so with a locked faction pot, what you could do is, these guys are apprehensive with me. I could drink the locked faction pot, myrtleize them, and they would still consider me apprehensively. Now, if I use the double faction potion, I would lose double the factions. So whatever faction I would lose with the sort of Felwith guards, it would be doubled. So it's important to understand how these potions work. You get, for the double pot, you get double the rewards and double the penalty. For the locked pot, the faction remains locked, whatever it was before you drink the pot. So let's go interact with the Clerics of Tunair. And I just love that I'm running through Felwith, and I worship the god of fear. You know what I'm saying? And here I am running through this high elf city, and they're, most of the guilds here, they like me, so it's great. I think so. Here's the Clerics of Tunair, and they kindly consider me. So here I am, Kazakite worshiping cleric, worship the god of fear, surrounded by nature boys that worship the god of growth. I'm going to kill their god on Wednesday, and we all get along. We all get along. You know what I'm saying? So, it's great. That's great. Coalition of the willing, people. Coalition of the willing. So, so yeah, definitely, when you're on TLP, definitely focus on, the North Desert of Rose stuff. Do the stuff that's most important. But, if you are concerned about your faction, if you are a nature boy, and, you have to use the origin button to go back to your home city, you can correct your faction with the Muffin Top quest. And definitely check the Daybreak store, because they might unlock this. Who knows? Nobody knows, but they might unlock this locked faction potion. I am going to use this on Wednesday of this week, so the day after tomorrow. We're going to do pre-clear work at about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely be on the lookout for that video. And definitely, if you're interested in joining, we have a My Guild Chamber of Chaos. On the Throne of Ice server, we have a self-imposed level requirement, or a self-imposed level restriction. So we stop our progression right now at level 60. And if you want to join one of our raids, as long as you have a level 60 tune, come on out and just myrtleize the plane of growth. I am going to drink this locked pot, so you'll get to see me make use of it. But yeah, definitely come on out. We'd love to have you. And we really love our viewers. Take care, everybody. Bye.